Welcome back to the 1 million mile road trip. Today I'm planning on changing the anode in my water heater and rinsing out the tank. This is all in preparation for going full time again as soon as possible after we sell our house and the store. The hot water heater is located in the back of our coach. And I'm going to have to take off this little screw here to get the door to come all the way down. You probably won't have to do this on yours. This is an older coach, 2007. And I probably am not changing this out. Also this portion of it has fallen down. And I know I probably should be closer so you can see it. But two things, one I'm doing wrong and one I'm doing right. I am changing this out, but I'll be very honest with you. When I had it done last time by the dealership, I should have stood there and watched them make sure they did it, because I don't think they ever did. It doesn't look like it. So first thing, I turned off all the water heater inside. It's at the breaker and on the inside the interior of the coach, where there's no electricity coming here, and there's nothing powering it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thing drain as much by opening up this valve. I'm going to try to get closer so you can see. Now, the next thing you got to do is you got to drain this cock right here. And I'm going to have to get a wrench to do that with. Okay. You got to be careful here, because you don't want to strip this. You'll have a big problem. Have to replace it. This is the lowest point in your water heater. You know, you're gonna get it all over you too, so hope you don't try to do this and stay dry. Okay, as you can see, it's not fully drained, but I'm kind of wanting to go ahead and open it before it starts running out everywhere all over the inside. Although it is a shelf, it probably would be okay. One thing I want to tell you is cut your water, make sure your water pump's off, because if your water pump's not off, it'll just continue to fill your tank. You'll be here the next week. I'm doing this at probably the worst possible time during the day. It is about 90 degrees out here. It's in North Alabama, or South Tennessee actually, and I can tell you this, it is hot, humid. This is why you chase 70 degrees, because it is like 99% humidity, it feels like. We had rain last night, a lot of it, and they're calling for rain again today and tonight, and that's one reason why I wanted to get out here and do this. Now, what I did last time is I relied on somebody else to tell me they did it. And I'm not saying they didn't do it, but as you can see, when I think what I find when I take the anode out, it'll be disintegrated. And it doesn't appear to be that these things have been removed in a very long time. Now, I'm telling you, don't do what I'm fixing to do. I don't have a wrench. I looked and I just do not have a wrench to fit that bolt. So I'm going to use some channel lock pliers, and I think I'll be able to do it. And I have a wrench to remove the anode bolt. Well, I got to look at that because I don't really see. Huh. The anode boat, it doesn't look like I have the anode boat on there. I don't know the issue with that yet. I'll take it off and see what I've got here. This is perplexing to me that I don't see, because the anode that I have is not going to fit inside this big thing here, so I'm going to have to take that out. I might have the wrong size anode. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? So let's while I've got this draining a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and take this cock and turn it up. I am gonna get wet, but that's all right. It actually feels pretty good out here. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna have to have a wrench of some sort to get that off, I think. One more time, and then I'm gonna have to go find a wrench. Maybe my father-in-law's got one somewhere. Yep, I'm gonna have to go find a wrench. Be back. Okay, I think I may have the right size wrench now. I do, 7/8. Just very, very hard to get to. One thing. There it goes. That shouldn't have been that tight. I don't think my anode is the right size. This is the one they sent me for it, and there's no anode in here, so that won't work right there. See if I can find the other place for it. 10-gallon water heater. This is where the gas comes in. Up there. The only other thing I know to take off, and this is just my, you know, I was told it was right there. It's not there. That's definitely a drain. Is the top thing here to this portion of it. This is called experimenting and not know what you're doing. Okay, I'm back. Well, thank God for YouTube. That's what I say, because I learn more on YouTube and than anywhere. And so this is just going to be a little bit informative video and showing you really how I should have known better. I should have known better before I got into this. Apparently this does not have a anti-rod in it. I mean, you can put one in it, but it's definitely not the size that they were sold me at the RV place. The RV place sold me one that was 1 1/16, and that's, I think, probably is going to be a regular household water heater. But mainly the anti-rod itself is to help the impurities in the tank to not eat the RV tank up. So for whatever reason they did not put one in this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it out. I got a tool that I ordered from on eBay that is gonna basically rinse out this, and I'm not sure how, if it's gonna rinse out any impurities, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna just turn it around inside and see if we can rinse out impurities. And as you can see, water's just really coming out. And it is kind of a dingy, not perfectly clean water. Just move it around sideways in there. Yeah, it's nasty in there. Of course, you don't drink your water, but you know, you're in the shower and you probably do get it in your mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this out, and I'll turn this off and let it drain out again. I heard that, I watched a YouTube video and it said that you probably need to seal this up, put some stuff in there, some cleaner in there, and let it run several times, heat up and everything. But until I solve this anode problem, which I'm gonna reseal this with plumber's tape, and also find out if there is a true anode rod that is that size, and probably replace it with the anode rod, because I don't like the fact that it doesn't have one in there, especially I don't want to have to be replacing my water heater because it has got tore up from the impurities. But listen, I am a novice, man. I'm a novice. I'm just trying to save myself some money from going to a RV place and having them charge me $175 an hour to tell me it doesn't have an anode rod in it. But I will get me an anode rod to fit this. But I'm gonna go ahead and just rinse this out several times and see if I can see if it makes any difference. I should have turned that off. That was stupid. But it is getting clearer, though. It is getting clearer the more times I'm in there. And they say you need to replace your anode rod every other year if you're full time. But if I can figure out the right size anode rod, I'm going to do this probably every year. If I had an anode rod in there, it would just be screw in place of that, put some plumber's tape on it, screw in place of that. It wouldn't have been any type of problem at all. But it didn't have an anode rod in there, so for whatever reason, maybe the same reason I did, it was just super hard. I mean, you know, I went to the place I thought had the right information for me, and bought the anode rod. I mean, it's like $14. I mean, it's not like spent $100 for the wrong part. But I think you just probably need to, I guess I have to break down and buy it actually from Fleetwood. Extra fee. Alright, I'm going to try to shut this off and take that out again. I'm going to do this about 6 or 7 times maybe, and it would just drain most of the water out, and it is fairly clean now. But I'm going to rinse it out a couple more times. The one thing is, I know that people, and we did it ourselves, had filters from the outside where you hook up, and also a filter inside the RV. And we had one underneath the counter. But we're getting a Berkey, and we hope to be affiliate of Berkey somewhere down the road. Amazon affiliate for some of our gear that we are going to have. And you know what that does is that allows you to order through our website or through our affiliates on our page, and it didn't cost you any extra at all, but it helps us out. I think Amazon pays somewhere between 2 or 3%, 10%, and it just helps us out that are trying to make it, doing it. But some of our upcoming videos that we're going to have is going to be on finances and how we're going to be able to travel again full-time, and what our finances are, and what our actual budget will be. Budget's probably the most important thing, you to budget and track your expenses, because that's basically what happened to us the first time. And if you watch our very first video, we talk about the 8 mistakes that we made in RVing, and how we plan on correcting those mistakes, and to be able to RV again. Because our name in itself, and I had a question about our name in itself is 1 Million Mile Road Trip, is based on the fact that we hope to never be out of RVing full-time again until we're just too old to do it. That looks pretty clean now. And while I have this water out here, I'm going to fill up my fresh water tank. this is the little plug. This is a copper plug that I was thinking this was what my anode was, but this is 7/8. The actual anode I got was 1 1/16, so you can see there's quite a bit of difference. What you want to do is put this plumber's tape around here. Some people use the putty type, but I never was a fan of that. Okay, so I got the plumber's tape around it, and that's just to keep it from leaking. Make sure I got it off the inside there. And when I was getting this off, this thing bent on me, the little thing. So I'm definitely going to try to get the anode that will fit this, because I could see where, you know, that's pretty good fact that if it will keep the impurities out. I mean, the water did look fairly clean on this. It did look fairly clean, but I could see where it would, oh, that's good, where it would, the impurities would maybe disintegrate the outside of, I mean, the inside of the walls to the water heater. Okay, that'll be enough. I'm gonna go turn my water heater on and see if I can pump it back through there and see if it's gonna leak. And then I'll start my refill of my water heater. Okay, it appears it does not leak. And I don't see anything leaking at all on that. We may have to just take a little pair of pliers and tighten that up just a little bit. But so far, so good. All right, let me show you something here. Okay, this is the furnace. Heat comes out here when you have your furnace on, or if you have your washer and dryer on. But this is basically where I put in my fresh water. And I'll show you something else. Okay, I've got my water pump on, and you can see, you can hear it backfilling the hot water tank. Okay, I've got my hot water heater on, and you can hear it in there backfilling my hot water heater right now. So if I'm going to fill up this thing, the tank actually with water, I've got to come over here to my bypass valve, and I got to flick it up to fill tank. Okay, now that I got that switch on, okay, so I put the water down in here. See if that's gonna work for a little bit. So anyway, I'm gonna fool around with this thing and see if I can fill up my tank. But once my tank gets up about 3/4 full, or that, I'm gonna be watching it, because what I normally do is I let it run out. When the thing runs out, I turn the valve back over on this side, and I take this side and pretty much a full tank of water. And we're thankful that we're able to use my father-in-law's water, and we're not hooked up all the time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We hope that you will give us a thumbs up if I was halfway entertaining, or possibly learned a little something. I learned something today, because I'm no expert, but I do want to try to save money. You got to be able to do some things yourself as an RVer. If you don't, you're just giving the money away. I mean, there's something I can't do. I mean, I'm not an electrician. I can't do air conditioning and all that, but I'm learning. I am learning. But if you give us a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. And we hope we'll see you on the road. And God bless. A quick note. This right here, remember to, instead of doing it was open, close it, because you will find out quickly that you did. All of your stuff is coming out. So anyway, I wanted to catch that back up and remind people about that. Hope to see you on the road, and thanks again for tuning in.